Welcome back to episode 8 of New Arrival Preview.
Fuck, we're on 8 already?
Yeah, so Jackie, what do we have first?
Alright,
so for the first book we have Hello Heir.
Wait, shit, we're talking about this one first? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Alright, so this book is actually translated to chapter 330 something on another site. So there are quite a lot of reviews already. And let me just say, it ain't looking to be in this novel's favor. The synopsis content is quite cute, and if I didn't read the reviews, I would have never thought that it would be a torturing read. As for the synopsis English, it's alright I guess. At least it's better than the old translator that wrote the novel update page. So for the reviews, on novel update, it's quite negative to be honest, and one word would sum it up: misunderstandings. Tons of them. And it would be quite a torturing journey along the way, although it's gonna have a happy ending. The reviews on Webnovel are quite good though. And there are 2,613 chapters in total. Each chapter is about 600 words per chapter, so about 3 to 4 spirit stones. But with such a plot, I feel like the slow release will only amplify the torment. And as for the stats on Chinese platform, I actually can't find the book anymore for some reason. It's wiped off of all TDN related platforms, possibly because of the last wave of censorship they did. As for the author, this author is actually a platinum level author, so the highest level you can get in TDN. She has quite a few novels and they were all big hits, and just for that I think this novel might be worth a try. Alright, so Jackie, how's the booking looking?
The booking looking? Well, you see. So apparently the female lead was a daughter of a rich family that was lost, that was found 22 years later. She also had a marriage arrangement with the male lead when they were babies, right? But the thing is that she also dated the male lead in university or something, like 5 years prior to the story, and then she dumped him. And now she has to marry him. This kind of plot is just too convoluted for me. So now she is trying to get into his pants because she needs his company to prevent her family from going bankrupt. And yeah, so that's basically what's going on. There's a lot of miscommunication, but I think that's just a staple of this kind of genre. And yeah, I feel this story is pretty generic. It doesn't seem like it's too novel. Too novel of a novel. It's not novel of a novel. Novel.
Oh, I see.
Novel.
I see. How's the overall tone?
The translation quality is really good. The tone, it just seems kind of it's kind of like a I only read 20 chapters and it just seemed like a face slap kind of novel. Not anything too dramatic or that will make you sad. All right, Lori, do you enjoy this kind of story? Is it comparable to any story that we're translating?
I would say My Youth Began With Him is a lot better, so go read that if you haven't. But yeah, according to the reviews, it is like the perfect novel for you if you're a masochist, which ain't me, especially when the release is only 2 chapters a day. So, yeah.
Oh my god, man! What? You can't say that, dude. Some people like that.
Next book, a stay-at-home dad's restaurant in an alternate world. Genre is fantasy, and then from the synopsis, it seems to be a pretty interesting premise, at least for the novels published on Webnovel. So I would actually recommend giving it a try as well. The reviews are quite good actually on both novel update and Webnovel, with a few that complains about the translation quality and the stretched out plots. There are 1,500 chapters and ongoing, and each chapter is about 1,000 words, so 5 to 6 spirit stones per chapter. And then for the stats, here are the stats on QQ Reader for this novel, and yeah, the stats aren't quite attractive, and although the author has quite a few books out there already, he doesn't have any level, which is quite strange. So Jackie, how's the story?
So yeah, the story has already been translated to chapter 173 under the name Daddy Fantasy World Restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, the main character is a food critic that died while fishing for crab, and he was transported to the body of a guy who got backstabbed and became a crippled hobo living in a 2-story house while being a negligent father to his daughter. So the change in scene is pretty drastic here. Yeah. So in his previous life, he ruined a bunch of restaurants by leaving really harsh reviews on their Yelp pages and stuff. So in this life, he got a system that's training him to become like a Gordon Ramsay, but he has to be able to achieve all the criteria that he put in those reviews. So on top of that, his daughter is like a lolly that is super OP. She can shoot fire and stuff, and there's a bunch of old men who are trying to recruit her to become their mage apprentice. Yeah, and then this book deals with some issues such as racism. And that's it. and poverty. So in his restaurant, he's selling the premium food. So apparently, it's equivalent to like several $100 worth. Like each meal, each dish is about several hundred Canadian dollars, right? Yeah, and yeah, so the translation, some things to watch out for this story is I think the translation is pretty mediocre, but better than the first pass translation. So the Daddy Fantasy World Restaurant quality was pretty low, and then the Webnovel one is I think pretty mediocre.
Yeah, like for Heir translation, like the past novels we reviewed, they're all pretty good. So I guess after taking on like quite a lot of novels, the upper management doesn't have enough time to oversee like the quality of all books, right? So which is understandable. Okay, but yeah, Jackie, would you read this novel?
I actually read a lot of it in my spare time. That's why. Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty addicting. You just gotta be able to look past the translation. It does get better later on, but the initial few chapters is a bit
okay. Yeah. So after briefly checking out, Jackie, aren't you?
Glory, how do
so
you
after briefly checking out the story and the reviews, I think it's fair to say that if you prioritize on reading about good food, you can check out Food Supplier or Gourmet in Another World. As for this novel, the author and translator aren't the best at describing how sexy and tasty the food is, but the author is really good at writing a compelling story with a balanced system.
I think they actually described the food pretty well. A lot of people are like, "Oh, why am I reading this when I only had instant noodles for dinner?"
Oh, really? Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
It's okay. So yeah, overall, if you don't mind the small mistakes here and there, I think it's worth giving a try to take a break from all the other cliche novels on Webnovel.
Wow.
All right. See you next time. wait. What should we? How should we end this?
And that's it for this week's thingamabob that we do. Yeah. See you next time. Ching ching. Like and subscribe. Give me money.
All right.
Okay, maybe not the last.
All right.